it's the next morning. I'm gonna start tearing this down as much as possible, taking the headers off. Taking the headers off down here. I'm gonna grind some more. There's a couple spots that I want to grind off, like this right here. I don't need these. What's up, buddy? Grind this off. There's another one here that I cut off yesterday. I'm not gonna need these, so I might grind those off. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna grind these off as well. Don't need them. And then once I take this harness off, take as much off of this as possible. There's a couple spots down in here, like this. I want to clean this up. There's a bunch of little beads. I don't think the grinder is gonna get down in here. I think it's too narrow. But I'm gonna try to get that off. There's another one here. Just a bunch of random little extra stuff. I'm gonna try to grind this off as well. See how it's a lip. Try to make it smooth. Same here. Cut this off. Gonna try to do a little metal work today before I start painting. So, but for now, I'm gonna strip all the wiring off the bike, and then now I'll start doing the metal work. All right, clean. Well, wires are cleaned off. So I did leave some things on here, like the rectifier still on here, the relay still on here. You know, I mean, I'm not going too crazy with paint up in this area because I really don't want to get the engine painted at all. So yeah. So now I'm gonna start. Now I'm gonna work on removing the headers, so I can try and paint up in here without spraying the headers, and it's gonna smell when it starts and all that kind of. No, I'm not gonna deal with that. The other thing I have not addressed yet is all this play in the shifter. I'm not sure how I'm gonna figure it out. See all that play? I'm not sure how I'm gonna fix it. Oh, okay, here's some more stuff I can grind off if I can get into there. I'm not sure how I'm going to fix it yet, so I was thinking about just cutting this right here, this little bar right there, making it more straight down, and then welding a socket onto this so that this can't move back and forth like that. It just stays right where it's at. Not sure yet. It's a possibility still. It's still up in the air. I got plenty of extra sockets over here, like odds and ends, and half of a set and half of another set, so not really worried about that. So now I'm going to start. Now I'm going to try to address this header issue, taking these off. I'm probably going to see if I can grind some of this stuff off as well, just to make it look a little nicer. You can see they used a stick welder. See that? Or wire feed welder, sorry. But yeah, I'm gonna start on that right now. I'm gonna try to move the camera angle, get a little different vantage point, maybe over here. All right, looks like I got it off pretty good. It wasn't too bad. There's 8 bolts, and then I had to take this sits here like that. Had to take that off so I could pull it out far enough. I'm gonna try to get like a piece that mounts into here like that, so I can just run an exhaust right here and point it down at the ground. It's gonna be way too loud. Neighbors already hate me, so imagine starting this thing up with basically no exhaust. Now that that's done, I'm going to vacuum it out one more time because there's like, you know, there's cut up wires and all that kind of stuff down in there. So I'm going to cut this up, or not cut it up, sorry. I'm going to clean it up, and then I got to take these little foot rests out. I want to paint over those. I'm just going to put I'm going to buy like skateboard grip tape and just stick it down there. That way we have, in case it's wet, if we ever go and get out, it's not just like super slippery, you know. So we can put our feet down. You don't have to worry about them slipping. It's already slippery, it's not even wet. All right, so I cut, what, 1/4 of an inch off. This was up here like this. I cut it off, and then I ground it down, got rid of the edges so it's not razor sharp. I was able to get a little more on this. I didn't want to go too far because these welds don't look like super thick. So unfortunately, this is, unless I can get somebody in here that can do nice welding, then I'm just going to leave this and paint over it. I'm not going to mess with these in here. It's too much paint. And I'm not going to take these off just yet. It would probably take just a couple minutes to take these off, so I'm just going to leave them on. What else did I grind off? I ground off a couple things like this. They were there. I just cleaned this up a little bit. There was like a bunch of beads right there, so I took those off. I was going to cut this off right here, but again, I don't know the strength of his welds, and I don't know the strength of this little hose or this little pipe without, this looks like a pretty good base right here. It's welded all the way around, so I'll just leave it. But now that that's as done as I think I'm going to do it, I'm going to take it outside, hose it out, so I want to get like all this crap out, like this right here. I'm going to give it a nice bath, let it sit outside. While it's sitting outside drying, I'm going to work on just grinding some of these smooth, so it doesn't look crappy. I mean, I know it's no showpiece, but some of these are just ridiculous. So I'm just gonna grind these smooth a little bit. Hopefully I don't grind through some of their welds and cause an exhaust leak. If I do, I'll probably just replace the header with something a little bit nicer. I know then we're talking, a few $100 to get a used aftermarket piece. And then he said that the reason it was lengthened like that to begin with was because in order for the exhaust to clear the subframe right here, for it to come up over the, or not subframe, the axle. So for it to come up over the axle and come out right here, that's what it had to be, that's how it had to be done. So, if I can't make that work, then I might just have, maybe I'll reach out to somebody. Maybe they can make me a custom header 4-to-1. I mean, it'd probably be pretty expensive, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. So I'm going to take this off the lift and I'm going to push it outside. And by lift, I mean jack stand. All right, we're back. And it is black. But, so I didn't really paint much down here. It's really thin down here. I I was mainly just trying to get it covered. So I'm going to, like I said before, I'm going to put skateboard grip tape down here on the floor. So I'm just going to do basically the whole floor in it, just to make sure that it's nice and sticky. And this stuff is actually kind of slippery, so I mean it came out all right. I knew it, I knew it wasn't going to turn into anything crazy. It's a $500 GoKart, so yeah, I'm gonna get to work. I'm going to zip tie the patch panel, the control panel right here. I'm going to zip tie that up. I'm going to just going to start running the wires, put everything back to the way it was. Probably not going to do much on it the next couple days. It's about as good as I want it to be for now. Let's see. Put the bag over because I didn't want any of the paint to get into the exhaust or into the throttle bodies or anything. So probably going to take the shocks off right here. Probably going to take these off. Maybe clean off the paint just to make it look a little bit better. Yeah, it looks a little bit better, I guess. For $60 is what it cost me in the rhino liner. So $20 a can. It took 3 cans. I did not do this part right here because I was trying to avoid spraying as much on here as possible. But I did do quite a bit around the side of the frame. I did the back, did this side as well. So I gotta get the grinder and make sure that this is grounded good enough. I never did get a chance. My buddy never dropped off the welder, so I could do this. So not a big deal. Just leave that. Maybe I'll put like a nut and a washer in there because they're on both sides. Nut and a washer just so that the water doesn't get inside of it, or if it does, it's less than. So yeah, I'm going to start assembling it. I ordered the grip tape on Amazon. It was like $10 for a huge roll of it. So I'm going to start reassembly here, and should only take maybe half hour, 45 minutes, and then we should be back up and going. I am going to, so here's the wiring harness and all that stuff. So I am going to there's a positive and a negative, obviously, like I said before, on these. So I'm going to make the black one negative just so I can remember. Then I'm going to wrap all the wires in the line here, just so I can make it look a little more presentable. So yeah, that's what I'm going to work on. I was going to have this painted. Someone else was going to have to do it, and I paid $350 for this thing, and they wanted another $300 to do it in rhino liner. Granted, it would have came out significantly better, but again, it's a cheap go-kart. I didn't want to start throwing a boatload of money at it. Just a little here, a little there, and yeah. All right, I'm gonna start putting it together.
responsible.
Alright, got it all wired up. See? It's all good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to test to see if it's got spark. If it's got spark, I'm going to remove the lid right here, and down in those holes for the throttle bodies, I'm going to spray some brake cleaner. It's super flammable, so it burns quick. So hopefully it'll start. I know I don't have the header on, but I just want to hear some brrr, and then just fire up for a second. And if it does that, then we'll call it good. If not, we're still gonna call it good. I don't know if it will or not because it doesn't have anything in the injectors. It doesn't have. Remember, I said the other day, it doesn't register that coolant. There we go. It doesn't have any coolant, so I don't know if it will or not. Oh, I also have to plug in the MAF, or the MAP sensor, manifold pressure, the knock sensor. I gotta do that still. I forgot about those. So I'll do those here. Just a minute. I have to look at the diagram, which wire goes to which one. All right. So I just sprayed some stuff in there, and I did a dry run before I turned the camera on, but you can kind of hear it. It starts to so. See if the starter wire is too hot or something. Make sure it's not smoking. It's warm, but that'll be all right. All right, let's see if we can get it to fire again. I gotta press the gas to get the stuff down in there. Spray some in each cylinder. Press the gas pedal so that it goes down into the cylinders. Make sure that those are both on, and yeah, I think the battery's just. I honestly don't think that this battery has the cold cranking amps to start this thing. Like when you hear it in the videos, they go and then they start right up. This one's like da 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 da. So I think this battery just doesn't have the cool cranking amps. It's only for it's off the Ducati, so I don't know if this has only got 2 cylinders. This has got 4. It's got more compression cycles per. So let's see if we can find on here what the cold cranking amps are. It doesn't say on here.